And hey, everybody, welcome to That's Good Stuff. We're back to review a new release from pop culture. And this week it is Hit Man, a 2023 film that came out just this week. So there you go. So this movie is from director Richard Linklater. It's on Netflix. It is based on a Texas Monthly magazine article. So there you go. So this one stars Glenn Powell, Adria Aronia, and some other people.
And a couple others dusted in there.
Other people. So this one is about a guy named Gary, right? And
Or is
Gary,
he?
I don't know. Gary works at a university. He's a university instructor of psychology and philosophy. And he's kind of just like a boring white toast guy, just like no butter on that, Gary. But he does get a side hustle with the police that makes his life a little more exciting. At first, he just plants bugs for the police. But then when one of their undercover agents does naughty, he is called into the big leagues. And they're like, "You're up, Gary. You got to pretend to be a hitman."
I like how your definition for beating up teenagers is does naughty.
Didn't he like chop them up? Or something?
I don't think he did that much, but I think he just roughed them up pretty bad.
So Gary kind of finds his calling, and he's actually really good at going undercover. Basically, he entraps people who hire hitmen, and he like gets them to say that they want to, off the person that they.
I have a question.
Yeah,
I'm pretty dumb when it comes to the law. Is entrapment illegal or?
Yes, entrapment is. But you can do stings like this. It's
a fine line.
Yeah, it's a murky law. That's basically why he has to get them to say that they're hiring a hitman. Is like they can't just be like, "Hey, they hired a hitman." They have to say it. So he gets pretty good at it. He starts studying because he's a psychology teacher. So he starts studying the targets, and he says that he makes the hitman that they want to see. So the movie points out that, most of the stuff we see about him is pretty fake, but people believe it. So he kind of caters to their beliefs and tries to and he's really good at it. And he's like convicting everyone. And then he meets his new target, Madison, and he's like, "Oh, I kind of like this girl. She seems like she's really with a bad dude, so I'm not gonna turn her in. I'm gonna instead
He's like
help
target
her out."
acquired.
Yeah. So
Your
he
mission,
gets
should you choose to accept it.
So against ethics, I guess you could say, he gets involved with this woman, and that causes problems because of stuff that are spoilers. So I will save that for later. But that's kind of the gist of the movie. So now we will go into spoilers. So you've been warned. So guys, what did you think? What were your first impressions of Hitman when you click stop on Netflix?
The initial one was very negative because I'm a big sucker for intros. I need intros and everything. Music, I like intros. I hate when songs just kind of start going full pace. I'm like, no, I need an intro. I like intros. And this movie, instead of the classic, you get the slow camera movement across the students are all obviously bored and watching the teacher, whatever. It just opens up to boom. He's standing there and he's talking about the stuff. And I was just kind of thrown back. I was like, did we skip a scene? What happened? There was no lead. He's kind of talking and just boom. I don't know. That initially threw me off because I'm a sucker for intros. I feel like intro is important. It lulls you into the movie. And this was just kind of like, hey, drop. But then I realized it's kind of just the editing style of the movie. The movie didn't have a lot of finesse when it bounced between things. It just kind of just shotgunned it forward. You just kept bouncing things. But so it did grow on me, but it did start off on a back foot for sure because of that intro.
Jerry, what did you think?
At first, I didn't know where this was going. I was like, is this serious? Is it not? And then I was like, oh, it's just going to be about him acting. and him falling in love with it. And then I was like, oh, now it's a rom-com. And then I was like, I didn't know what to do. It had a weird tone.
It did have a weird tone.
Definitely.
It did.
I like how media, whenever you're like, what is a quality that you can give a character to make them super boring? Make him a birder. Make him
make him a bird watcher. It's the least appealing thing ever.
Give him some cats.
Yeah, poor cats. They get such a bad rap.
But I think I agree with Michael at first. I was like, I don't know about this, but then it creeps on you.
I definitely didn't expect, because I had seen posters really, and I literally thought this was a Hitman movie where he was a spy and then he falls in love with another, or like a target or something like that. But that obviously wasn't what it was about. And the weird like line they blend of like, this is kind of a true story. They're going off of this guy's life, but we're playing with it a bunch. Was kind of strange. It's like, I don't know. It was interesting.
And I don't know. I don't know if because the lady from Parks and Rec was in it, it kind of felt like a show. Too.
Yeah.
Like,
it did. It totally felt like I was watching a TV show. It was weird. It's like, okay, this is the episode. This is the setup to the show. You know, it just had that feeling the whole time. I couldn't shake it. Yeah, like you guys said, weird tone. It was comedic at times, and then at times it was like, dark comedy, I guess, and rom-com at times, and then it was sexy times for a lot of
super sexy times.
Don't really see that much in movies anymore, but I'm not too positive on this movie. Like, I didn't really care for it. The ending was super weird.
Yeah,
indeed.
It was like, let's just kill this dude, and that's it. We'll live our happy lives or something. You know what?
Yeah, there's a weird overarching tone because they have the one kind of conversation with his ex that kind of sets up, I guess, what the movie's trying to discuss is whether a person can change. And then so he's like slowly realizing that he likes being this guy Rod more than he likes being Gary. And so he starts making choices more leading towards his personality. And then he initially freaks out when they first do the first oopsie death. And then not oopsie death, I guess she did it intentionally, but and then he very quickly gets over that, decides, no, I want to be with this chick for the rest of my life, which is like, I mean, you see this person out in public, and it's just like immediately, like the crazy hot scale is so far on that side. Like you just immediately, you can see she's like, this person's nuts. And I was like, why can't, whenever she does something, and yeah, whenever she first said, oh no, I did it. And he's just like, what? Like, what do you mean you did it? I told you not to do it. Just stay away from him because he's going to do it. I don't know. It was just, I feel like it's a little predictable in that sense. But yeah, it was a weird, I don't want to say lesson because I don't feel like it was a lesson they were teaching, but the idea of like him in the end, well, I found a happy medium between Gary and Rod, and now me and this crazy lady, which I'll say their sexy chemistry was fine. Their chemistry as parents, not there in the slightest. That last discussion at the table, I was like, this looks so bad commercial worthy. It was off-putting for sure.
Bangs and they look weird for some reason. I was like, what the heck is going on?
And I mean, you get the idea that they moved away, but they didn't really establish they moved away. Because I'm like, obviously, I don't feel like these people would get away with this. I
don't think so either.
So I feel like, I'd be curious what the actual.
We did learn that Gary knows how to get rid of a body, so
he knows how to do that, but.
It's weird. It's like he's an evil genius or something because he's like, he just goes with stuff. He's not like, oh man, the ethics of this is pretty bad. But no, he just like keeps going. He's like, yeah, I will help her get away with this because I like her.
He kind of just seems like a blank slate of morals. He's just like, yeah, well, that suits this situation, so I'll allow it. You're like, what are you?
They said that he had like no empathy because that's why his first marriage. He got divorced, so I guess he has issues with that. Where he does not care if some cop dies
because he did not struggle at all, like making his decisions or anything. He didn't seem like he felt guilty at all.
I don't know if this is because I'm just bringing too much of my own life into it. I was like, something's not right about her. I was this isn't real. You're using this man.
Yeah, that's what I thought because like. Seeing the trailer, I thought it was like he was a hitman, but she was gonna try to like betray him somehow, like hire him and then set him up for a crime or something like that. So the whole time I was like waiting for that, and it was like that never really happened. But
yeah, they never really did confirm if she was initially after the money in the beginning or not. Like it was kind of hinted at that's what she was after, but not really. And then she said she didn't. I do think it was a really, really good scene though. Whenever he goes back to confront her, but he has the phone up in her face. The acting there was so good of how they played off each other like that, and then they're also like starting to wink and stuff and laugh. And that's whenever he like flipped his book of like, I'm okay with murder now. But
I feel like in reality that when it happened, you'd be like, get that phone out of my face. And
like what do you want? What do you want, Gary? Like, oh nope, he just ruined everything. So I kept waiting for her to slip up and say Gary whenever they were talking, but didn't happen.
What the heck was that app he was using? That like giant.
He just had his like dad text on. So, like, he didn't have his glasses on, I guess. So maybe it's just like set to that. It was huge.
And then I didn't know about the backstory to this speaking article or whatever. And then they showed that in credits with like the photos of the guy, and I'm like, what? And then it's like he didn't actually murder.
Yeah, it's like he just served him for 70 years, whatever, like that. It's like then why make up this story?
Yeah.
Like you're just
put that in the movie.
Like just take inspiration from it. Don't mention the poor guy as you're like seemingly poo-pooing on his name, but when he didn't do anything wrong. I don't know. Very strange. Very strange.
It was a strange movie.
I was kind of more interested in his classes whenever he was.
Yeah. And that little snot-nosed brat, I wanted him to get his comeuppance in the beginning. He was like, that's why you drive a Civic, whatever he said. I was like,
is that what he said?
I wanted that brat to get his comeuppance.
Yeah.
Being a little brat.
I couldn't hear him either.
I thought it was going to be a lot more comedic when they meet the dude at the frozen yogurt or the ice cream shop.
Yeah, that was kind of a weird scene.
The husband?
No,
or the first guy.
Partner, or not partner, but the original.
Oh, yeah. When he bumped into them.
Yeah.
And they're just like, hey, how's it going? Oh, hi. How's it going?
Enjoy your ice cream.
I will.
It was interesting how that kind of played into him being like wanting the money. I didn't see that coming toward I mean, obviously when it came to that point, I realized he was after a little chunk of the change, but I was like, how are they going to play through this? Although I got to bring up this sheriff, head police, whatever heck he is. The man's just down for anything. Every conversation they had, he goes, I'm liking this. This is good. Let's move forward. I'm liking that too. Let's move forward with you, Bob. How about you, Sally? I like that. It's like every single time it's just like, yes, I have a positive
ideas.
He just wanted to go home and chill out.
I don't know how the true story worked, but it just seemed pretty unbelievable that they would take like a civilian and put him out in the field.
Just allow that? I don't know.
In the beginning, he's like, people would find it shocking that there's not actually hitmen.
Yeah.
And I was like, I find it more shocking that there's this guy hired by cops pretending to be hitmen, like acting.
Like, I'm sure there's got to be people out there that get hired to kill people. I don't know. Like, it just seems like he was like completely negating that idea ever. I'm like there's assassins.
There was that band that one dude hired.
Yeah, he literally did. 100%. I'm like, that's a real thing. I don't know if maybe that's how he got caught. It wasn't a real hitman, but
he got caught by that dude.
Yeah, gosh dang it. 70 years of experience. He has no chance.
I kind of more think about it. I hate Gary because he had two cats in the beginning of his life. He just gets rid of them because the chick likes dogs.
Did he get rid of them?
Well, I didn't see him.
Yeah, that's true. Where were they? He had two cats and didn't he have birds? Did he have birds? Yeah, he had birds.
Yeah.
The birds are gone.
They're gone.
Oh, he liked to feed the birds.
No.
Give them a lot of seeds.
Questionable actions of these people for sure.
The scene was pretty funny when they're like first training him or trying to convince him to go out and pretend to be it. And he's like wearing jean shorts and they're like, you gonna wear those? And you gotta change into the other guy's pants and wearing each other's pants. And that guy was pretty weird too. That guy that hung out.
Yeah, it made me laugh when she was like, it kind of sounds like you want to have sex with Gary. And he's like, maybe.
There were a lot of weird, like, extended dialogue scenes like that where I'm like, we're going on so long with this conversation. I'm uncomfortable at this point.
Even when he's like first impersonating a hitman, those go on forever. He's like, I'm
it really did.
Off the head. I'm gonna throw the fingers.
Like, where's Gary coming up with this stuff?
That was a weird scene. It was like they're flirting or something. I was very uncomfortable during that scene.
Guy probably would have liked some jorts on him, but
all right. Yeah, very weird movie, I guess.
Yeah, I definitely finished it, and I was just kind of like, I don't know where I'm gonna have to wait to like score this on Letterboxd, which I realized today. I always thought it was just Letterboxd. There's an app called, for those who don't know, there's an app called Letterboxd where you can rate and rank movies and, you know, keep your whole list together. I always said Letterboxd, and then I saw a thing, I think it was actually like Harrison Ford or whatever, and he goes, oh, I see Letterboxd. And I was like, why is he saying Letterboxd like that? It's literally called Letterboxd.
It is Letterboxd. At the end.
Yeah. And I was like, oh, it's just like what are those Mandela effects or something? It's like, I don't know what I'm doing. What have I looked at all this time?
Don't it, Gary? Spreading there.
Yeah, that confused me. So, but anyway, what the heck was that? Oh yeah, I didn't know how to review this thing. It's like, I gotta wait till I talk to these guys about this because I don't know how I feel about this movie. I feel like I enjoyed it for what it was, but I felt like it was so conflated about what it actually was.
Yeah. It's like a dark comedy, I guess.
It's like, yeah, it's like there was
it's so weird. Like
it changes tones at least 3 times.
Yeah, the first third is comedy, and then the second third is like romantic comedy.
Yeah.
And then the last part is just like a dark comedy. So it's like, what the heck is going on?
I don't know.
This is the most uncomfortable movie I've
I agree. It was very uncomfortable.
Yeah. Uncomfortable.
It was very uncomfortable.
Don't watch it with friends, I guess. I don't know. Or maybe that would make it better.
I don't know. Yeah, I'm like, I feel like if Jared was over while I was watching this, we kind of just would have been silently looking over at each other like, huh? I don't know, man.
All right. I guess.
I kind of wait. Well, hold on. I'm sorry. I kind of liked when Gary was Gary, like in the beginning, because he's just like kind of just like all happy,
just innocent little child. Then he gets thrown into murder, and they changed him. Bad influences. Bad influences on that boy.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Well, let the audience decide on this one. It got good reviews, right?
It got great reviews, like everywhere.
So.
You know why?
It's just us that are
sexy time.
All pie is good pie.
All pie is good pie. Good line.
That didn't make any sense at all. I've seen bad pie. It's that one with the stringy pumpkin, and yeah, that was weird.
That was just the person who made it. That's not normal.
And then there's those pies that aren't sweet at all. I don't know. I don't really agree with that statement.
I mean, meat pies are good. So dessert pies are good.
I actually don't know if I've ever had a meat pie.
Gosh darn it, Michael. Go have one.
I just know of that from like Sweeney Todd.
So pies aren't bad. It's just bad pie makers. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
That's not actual pie when it's bad. It's a lie.
This whole movie is just confusing.
We got to go and sit in a corner and think for a while.
All right. Any last words on this one?
I think it's fine to drive a Honda Civic. I don't drive one, but I think he's fine to drive one.
Hondas are good.
Yeah.
That guy was just being a dude bro.
Yeah. Dude bros.
All right. So like, subscribe, and notify yourself for even more good stuff. And we will see you next time. Bye.